I'm Roya, and today we're going to be talking about some more awesome books. So, I was going to do a video about the top 10 best books I read in 2014, but I realized that just the past month, this wonderful January of 2015, I've already read more amazing books than I did in all of last year. So instead, I'm going to talk about the best books I've read so far in 2015. This has been one of the best reading months since ever, probably, for me. And I don't know why that is. I guess just the books just happen to be really good. So these books aren't in any particular order. Okay, so first I read the first two books in the Mara Dyer trilogy. This is the second one, The Evolution of Mara Dyer. The first one is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, and I actually found all the books on this list on BookTube, I think. So, no, 3 out of the 4 of them I found on BookTube. So this is one that I found on BookTube. Basically, the whole time you don't really know if she's actually crazy or if, like, this stuff is actually happening to her, and it's insane. Like, basically, she wakes up in a hospital one day and doesn't remember the accident that killed her friends, and although she was there and she's the only one who survived, and it turns out that basically she has this power to kill people with just thinking about it, pretty much, just like wishing that they would die because they deserve it, and then suddenly they're dead, and she doesn't realize it's her for a while, and then all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, it's just a crazy book, and I just could not put it down. Either of them. I think this is the second one. I think it was actually better than the first one. Even although the first one was already amazing. Like, seriously, this is a fantastic series. Like, seriously, go and read it. It's amazing. I can't wait to read the third one. Next, I read also the first 2 books in the Across the Universe trilogy. This is the second one, A Million Suns. The first one is Across the Universe. And these are books that are set in outer space, and basically it's a little bit like Battlestar Galactica without the military, which I know that sounds really weird, but that's sort of what it reminded me of. It's about this mission to colonize a new planet, and it's like 300 years away, and this girl is she goes along, she gets like frozen on the ship, like they freeze all of the important people who are going, like the scientists and military people and whatever, and they're frozen on the ship to be unfrozen 300 years later when they land, and this girl just like goes along with her parents, just because her parents are really important and they to the mission and all this stuff, so she's frozen along with them, and she somehow gets unfrozen just in the middle of it, and she's the only one on the ship that wasn't born there, because it's been like generations and since they left Earth, and everyone else on the ship was like born there, and their like grandparents were born there and everything. So it's a weird book. This is just full of twists, and it's just a fantastic series. I actually, last night, I stayed up until 5 in the morning reading this book. 5 in the morning, like, that's really late for me. Like, I usually am in bed by like 2 at the very latest. So that's, yeah, it takes a really good book to keep me up like really late. Anyway, the Across the Universe trilogy, the first one's Across the Universe, go and read it. The next 2 books on this list I don't actually have with me, so I'm just going to talk about them really quickly. The first one is An Abundance of Catherines. This is the first John Green book I've ever actually read. I know everyone on the internet is talking about John Green this and John Green that and Looking for Alaska and blah blah blah, The Fault in Our Stars, but I hadn't read anything by him, and so I decided to pick up this one because my name is actually Catherine, like my legal name. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird that there are that many Catherines, and so it's about this kid who was like a child prodigy, but now he's like grown up, so he's kind of just like everybody else, and he feels kind of bad about it, and every girl he's dated was named Catherine. He gets dumped by the 19th one and doesn't really know what to do, so he goes on a road trip with his best friend, and like all kinds of crazy craziness happened. It's not even really the plot that makes it good. It's kind of the writing and just sort of everything it stands for. It's a really good book. Then the last book on this list of the best books I've read during January is called Mirror Sight, and it's the fifth book in the Green Rider series by Kristen Britton. And I had been waiting, like, it's been like, what, 4 years or something since the last book came out. So I had been waiting and waiting and waiting for this book, and I was not disappointed at all. It was amazing. Just I think I talked about it in my steampunk books video, actually, where it's a fantasy series, and the last book left off with this cliffhanger, and you don't really know where the heck she is. And it turns out that she's like almost 200 years into the future, and she's in basically a steampunk world, and so it's a completely different setting, but with the same character, and she has to kind of just find out what the heck's going on and all kinds of stuff. And it's an amazing book. The whole Green Rider series is really worth reading. Like, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites. Although now I think that both of these books may have it beat by now, actually. Like, both of these series are among my favorites now. So go and read, like, freaking all of them. Anyway, that is all for today. Until next time, bye.